Hey, welcome to GiveMeApps here at Mall, the #1 independent app store. Today we're checking out Flying Fish Business Continuity by johnsalter for the iOS platform. That would be the iPhone and iPad. Flying Fish Business Continuity uses a risk-based approach aligned with international standards for business continuity and crisis management. This app applies a risk-based approach, as we mentioned, to managing resources you need to keep your business activities going, focusing on the must-have resources. That would be people, premises, processes, and providers. Activities are assessed for vulnerability before impact and impact on operability during a disaster or extreme event. High-risk assessments trigger planning, which can be readily communicated by screenshots and or PDFs and managed for effectiveness on or off time, target, budget, etc. We reviewed other apps in the series, so this app works similarly, but we will give you the overview to show you how to get around it. Take a look at the main screen here. You can see that it says Flying Fish. You have the logo at the top there. Products versus services, or products/services. You can select or add a key product or service, then tap on the selected product or service to consider prioritized activities. And we can add some by using the plus icon here. You can see on the bottom in yellow. But we're going to go with what's here stock. We have key product or service 1. If we tap on that, take a look here. We can edit that. We can rename it if we'd like to do that. So we're going to click on cancel. But if we tap on this, take a look here. We have executive decision making. That can be our key product or service number 1. We can add things if we'd like to do that. I'm going to add one right now. I'm going to call it accounting. We'll just put that in there just for fun. All right. And we can then weigh these out. We'll show you what we mean. We're going to tap on this here. You have a toggle switch here. Attribute level of significance to each relevant type of prioritized activity. We can bring this up to 10. Heavily weighted. We're going to tap on add, and boom, there it is. We can then tap on these hand clap icons here. Before we do that though, take a look at the icons on the bottom of the screen. You have a home icon. You have this PDF icon that will allow you to generate PDF reports. You have this information icon, and you have the share icon here. So we're going to tap on accounting because we are working with our custom fields. And if you look here, if we bring this closer to the camera, you can see the must-haves under accounting: people, premises, processes, providers, and you can also add other must-haves. We're going to go on with people. We're going to call these the CPAs. Why not? If we tap on that, we have the must-haves. You can calibrate this, assess the risk to the people, assess the risk to premises, assess the risk to processes and providers. Now we're considering what would happen in a disaster. What staff do you require to carry out prioritized activities? What skills level of expertise is required to undertake those or these prioritized activities? What is the minimum staffing level which you could provide some sort of service? So we're going to consider that we're running an accounting firm, so this is going to be high up on the list. But as you can see, we can weigh this out to 0 or bring it all the way up to 10. You can also leave a note that will speak to this piece. We could say the minimum that we would go with would be, let's say, 8. I'm just making this up as we go along to show you how the app works. And we can leave it there. You can also take a photo if you want to do that. Now take a look here. We have a toggle switch. And this toggle switch allows you to move from impact when an extreme event hits, or toggle to vulnerability before impact. And if you notice, when we toggle that switch, it does have an impact on the meter of the information, the readout that you see here. And it all depends on the settings that we have with the following: how significant is this must-have, and etc. And by going back and forth, it does have a major effect on what will end up in the reports later on. How significant is this must-have? We can bring it up to 10 if we want to do that. How impacted is this must-have? If we are running an accounting firm and we don't have accountants, that'll be a pretty big deal. Notice how the needle moves up. When we bring these up here, it says after impact risk. You can also consider assess the risk to the premises. Accounting, it's right there. And we can leave some notes on that. And of course, how significant is this must-have? Now, we've done that already, but just take a look here. The needle is going to move up as we do this. We can bring this down, and you can see that it weighs it out, and it's now on the green side of the meter. And of course, we can assess the risk to the processes and assess the risk to the providers. We're going to go back up. Once we have that done, we can get out of there if we'd like, and boom, there it is. You can see that accounting is at a 9 right now. And as we mentioned, you have the people, premises, processes, and providers. There are many, many more, as you can see here. Now we can add some if we like to do that. We're going to add one right now just to show you how it works. We'll say vendors. I'm making this up. And description of the must-have. We can say, let's say CBOs, community-based organizations. I'm making this up as we go along. This would actually be covered in another category. You have the providers there that could also fall under people. But we now have that, okay? And we showed you how to add. We can tap on next. Take a look here. Once again, we have the individual categories that we spoke about. There it is. We can tap on next again. Now, here's your operability plan. If the decision of what action to take is complex, consider using the We app. That's another app in the series. You have the header, the description, what needs to be done, who needs to do it, who is the responsible person. You have some other categories here. Has this work been proposed? Has this work been approved? We're going to bring this closer into the screen so you can see it better. Track. Is this work progressing in a way that is likely to achieve what is required? You have budget. Is this work progressing within the amount of time you have available to spend? And time. Is this work progressing within the schedule you have agreed to met? You can also leave some images there if you want to do that. We're not going to do that here on camera. You will do that once you're in. And our camera is focusing. So we appreciate your patience there. And there we are. So once we're done with that, we can tap on done or next if we wanted to. We have to enter the name, actually. We forgot about that. We're going to tap on done. Let's put the name in first, actually. We'll call this first plan. Okay. Now, if we get rid of the keyboard here, it wants us to fill out the entire form. We're not going to do that here on camera just because it will take quite some time. We are already 6 minutes into this, but just know that it responds very well. Description. We can call it the first plan, the script. And so it wants you to fill the entire form out. We're going to just put that there for now. If we were to move on from this, it would not allow us to do that. See, enter what needs to be done. It wants the entire form in there. So we can't get out of the operability plan. But once you are ready to go, you can generate your report. Okay, so I'm actually tempted to finish up what we started there. But we have next. We have to start over the form one more time. But you can also add the images like we mentioned. All right. Now, once you're done, you can generate that report. You would do that by tapping on the report icon. Take a look at the info icon, by the way. You have your instructions. We're veering off topic for a bit, but like the other apps in this series, there is a nice detailed tutorial. And you see it says right there, start with key products and services you need to provide. And it goes on and explains how to use each of the features, and it explains all of the pages in great detail. We can get out of there. And of course, when we're ready to generate that PDF, take a look here. You can include all of the fields that we mentioned earlier. We're going to bring this in so you can see it better. We just changed the orientation there. You can include the prioritized activities, the must-haves. You can just use the selective must-haves if you want to do that. You can see, look at that. People, premises, processes, providers, and vendors. So you can customize your report if you'd like to do that. Okay, and you have your risk levels, your plans, and your monitoring, and from there you can just create that PDF. It'll do it. Take some time. It says successful. We can now download the report. Now we're going to get out of here. We're not going to show you the report. We want you to go check it out. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching this program, this is the Flying Fish Business Continuity app, a great app by John Salter. A lot of risk assessment apps in this series for those who run a business. You might have a committee who meets together to weigh these options out using various scientific methods, so to speak. There's the SMART goal approach. This is another tool for your toolkit. We do advise you to go check this out. This is in the productivity category. It does require iOS 9 or later. It is by John Salter. Let us know what you think about this app. Give us your opinion below. Reach out to the developer and let him know how we can improve the app. We do appreciate you watching this. This is another great app in the series of risk assessment apps. This is Flying Fish Business Continuity by John Salter. You can see that we're using the iPad version of this, a great app. We hope you enjoyed this. Guys, this is the GiveMeApps YouTube channel. GiveMeApps is the world's #1 independent app store. Download apps for any category or any platform, iOS, Android, even Windows Phone. Believe it or not, we have apps for that platform. If you're a developer, we're the only app store on the planet that allows developers to keep the full 100% of their download sales. There are plenty of sales for those who are app enthusiasts, and we have a tech blog and community forum where developers and tech enthusiasts alike can discuss their love for tech, discuss app development, and much more. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Till next time.